Hello, everyone. The word today is push. Push. That is how America is becoming a dictatorship. If someone comes to power and they want to be a dictator, they want to rule over the country, they have to push people out of the way. That is what the Trump administration is doing. Now let's break it down. Again, I'm talking about the word push. Push. P stands for poor. They want to keep us poor. The top 1%ers, the billionaires, they have all the money. Then you have the rest of us, the middle class and lower. We have very little of the money, very little of the power, or so they think. Because don't ever forget, there's power in numbers. There's safety in numbers. At some point, we're going to have to unite and fight against the 1%ers. And I'm not talking about any kind of rebellion. I'm not talking about using weapons of mass destruction, guns, or none of that. Just don't buy their stuff. Hit them where it hurts. The green dollar. But they're keeping us poor because the prices of everything is rising. Your groceries, if you need to buy appliances, a car, your housing, everything. So as a result, your discretionary spending, you've either stopped it or you've lowered it drastically just to survive. You're getting weak because you're poor. Now let's go to the next letter, U. That's for uneducated. They want to get rid of the Department of Education. That gives a lot of loans to people so they can get higher education. A lot of programs, come from the Department of Ed. Well, they want to get rid of it. Keep us uneducated. If we're uneducated, or as they would like to call us dumb, because didn't Trump call Republican voters dumb way back when, or was it stupid? Somebody let me know in the comments. What did he call Republican voters? Dumb or stupid? But anyway, they want to keep us uneducated, uninformed. Why? Because if that's the case, we'll get to the point where we'll believe whatever they say, even if it's a lie. Okay? Now let's go to the letter S. That's for sick. They want to keep us sick. This past week, I heard a lot about Republicans wanting to either severely decrease or get rid of Medicaid and Medicare. Now, there's always been rumblings about getting rid of Obamacare. That's the same thing as the Affordable Care Act, for those of you that didn't know, because a lot of misunderstanding is out there. Obamacare and Affordable Care Act is the same thing. But anyway, people want to get rid of that. The Republicans, some of them want to get rid of that. Why? Well, again, they're going to keep you poor. You can't afford to go get any kind of assistance. God forbid you have to go to the emergency room when you don't have any insurance. You don't have Affordable Care Act. You don't have Medicaid. You don't have Medicare. Are you even going to get service? Another thing, a lot of these rural hospitals, they're going to be shut down. So if you're living in the rural communities, where are you going to go get some care? You're going to drive 2 or 3 hours trying to get some aid, some assistance? If you're in an emergency, do you have 2 or 3 hours to get to some help? Last letter, H. H is for hungry. Can't afford to buy any groceries. Farmers, they lost their aid they were getting from the federal government. As a result, some farmers are saying, they're coming on social media saying, I didn't get the aid package from the government. I've got to shut my farm down because I'm losing my farm. The federal government did get rid of USAID. Now, I didn't even know this about USAID. I knew they sent aid, food, money, whatever, to countries outside of the U.S. But where did they get that food from? The U.S. farmers. There's no USAID to buy food from the farmers. I'm talking about millions of dollars. So again, that ends with the farmers losing their farms. They're not getting any financial aid from the government, federal government. USAID isn't there to buy their crops. Oh, and don't forget, we're pushing out the immigrants, and they were the ones that came in and did the migrant farm work for us, right? So if a farmer is lucky enough to have planted his crops and they're there when it's come time for harvest, who's going to harvest them? Now, I'm not going out there to do it. Are you? I'm just not going to do that. What I am going to do, and thank God I got into gardening in 2022. I'm going to go out here and grow some crops out here, some peppers, some onions, some potatoes, something. But push. That's the word for today. That's the word for this week. That's the word for the Trump administration. They're pushing us out of the way so they can take control. Just think about it. And not only that, as far as the affecting our pocketbooks and keeping us poor and pushing us out of the way, if they give those tax breaks to those top 1%ers, the billionaires, who's going to make up that tax revenue? You and I, the middle class and under. I don't know about you. I don't have much more in my pocket to pay. I want to pay my fair share, but I want everybody else to pay their fair share too. Isn't that fair? Isn't that equitable? Isn't that about being equal? Yeah. I also want to welcome the new subscribers. You know, I initially started my channel. I wanted to appeal to people 50 and over because I'm 55. And, you know, I like to bake, I like to cook, I like to garden, all that good stuff. And I still try to do a video on something like that on Mondays. But on Fridays, when I do my vlog, because I made a goal for myself to do a weekly vlog every week for 2025, it's going to be about the Trump administration. It's going to be about them pushing us out. It's going to be about the Democrats. What are you going to do? Or the Independent Party. What are you going to do? You guys need to find a leader, and you guys need to start fighting back. And for the true Republicans, you all know y'all need to get one or two or a small group of you all who are the true Republicans, not the maggots, the MAGATSs, the Trump supporters. Because again, I don't consider them Republicans, not a true Republican. The true Republicans, you control Congress, and Congress is made of the House and the Senate. There's been some misconceptions out there I've seen on social media. Congress is the House and the Senate. That makes up Congress. You guys, you got to do something. The Democrats, the independents, we don't have any power. You have the majority in Congress. So a true Republican or a group of you need to stand up. You need to start resisting. The resistance is out there. Did you all see that crazy video that showed up? I forgot what agency it was, but it was showing Trump. It was AI generated, but it was showing Trump sucking on the toes of Musk. Gross, right? Even the thought is gross, and the video was gross too. So as you're pushing and pushing, you know what happens when you do that to people or to anything? The pressure builds, and then it goes. I don't want us to go here in America, but I also don't want us to become a dictatorship. So I'm not advocating any kind of violence whatsoever. That's not my thing. But we do need to resist you pushing us. We need to start pushing back and say, that's not what we want. We don't want a dictatorship. So what do you guys think? Leave comments. I respond to all comments. I welcome all new subscribers. If you don't agree with me, I don't care about that. Put in there what you think your thoughts are. Let's debate. Just be respectful. That I do care about, that I do demand. I'm going to treat you respectfully. I demand that you do the same to me and everybody else who makes a comment. Okay? But I'm just curious. What do you think? What do you think about my word push? Do you think that's what the Trump administration is doing? Or you think another word, another acronym would mean? Don't get vulgar. Don't use any kind of racist language, curse words, anything like that. But what do you think? Let me know. Again, welcome all the new subscribers. And I'll see you next week. Let's stay safe. Let's stay proud. And God bless America. Till next week. Bye for now.